Good evening. Little after 11 o'clock here. It's a beautiful evening. Very little wind. Temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, so in the high 60s Fahrenheit. A little bit cooler than recent nights. It's clear, no clouds. Few moths on the sheet, not a whole lot. Hi, Chloe. Chloe and JB, nice to see you. Hi, Ginger and Alyssa. Thank you so much for being here. Karen, how are you, Karen? Great to see you. Ryan, good evening. Great to see you too. I'm hearing a very distant black-billed cuckoo calling again. It's going cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. Well, let's move in, see who's at the sheet tonight. Not sure why there aren't more moths. Conditions seem ideal. It's perfect time of the year. This is usually when the peak of diversity of moths occurs, right around this time. That's why they hold National Moth Week. It's starting, well, maybe it's already started. Maybe it starts tonight. Actually, I think it started at midnight last night, so we're into National Moth Week. And it goes through this weekend, all of next week, and through to midnight on Sunday of next weekend. There's a fair number of midges there, Alyssa, but not too many. Shouldn't affect the moths that much. Anyway, our first National Moth Week stream. If I can get the light to come on here. There we go. Here's a biggie over here, but I think this is going to be pretty sure this is going to be large yellow underwing. If you look down at the bottom of the wings there, and over there you'll see a couple of dark spots near the tips of the wings. Those are a good mark for large yellow underwing, but they're extremely variable. They can be a variety of colors, pale, dark. This one's, and usually don't show their wings until they fly. I don't know if I can get him to open his wings or not. Their underwings are actually orange and black. He doesn't want to cooperate. Large yellow underwing. Here's a clear wing moth, a lobster. Here's a Nick Newman wasp. Up here, here's another large yellow underwing. This is how variable they are. This one is kind of ruddy colored, but again, it's got it sort of has those dark spots right there. Another one right up there, out near the wingtips. Hi, Dan. Dan number 2, good to see you. And Mary. Welcome aboard, Mary. Nice to have you here tonight again. So large yellow underwing. Down here is the brother moth. Which we see in numbers every night. Here's a dark moth down here. This is a new one for us. I wish I could get better light on it. It's kind of a really dark, rusty red. This is called the ruby tiger moth. Ruby tiger moth. And although it might look black on your screen, it's actually a dark rufous color. I believe the underwing on ruby tiger moth is orange. And again, I don't know if it's going to show us or not. I don't know if you saw any color there when it fluttered. It was too fast for me. Yeah, actually, Ginger, it's a dark rufous color. See, the antennae are pale, contrasting with the rusty color of the body and wings. Who else do we have here? Angle moth on the top there, the large one. And an elegant grass veneer on the bottom. Is lesser maple spanworm that we see recently. It's a common fungus moth. Was the microphone getting covered up? Sorry about that. I've checked and there's At least there's no duct tape on the microphone openings, but I might have put my hand there. A nice, nicely patterned micro moth. Don't know what the species is. Newman wasp. Some kind of a, I think it's a click beetle. See the pointed rear corners of the thorax. A topiary grass veneer. Gone. There's an. Well, this is a streaked montha, micro moth we've seen a couple of times. The moth I was trying to show you is flown. There's our ruby tiger moth again. Flew away. Here is this is an arched hook tip moth. We have three kinds of hook tips here in New Brunswick. This one, the arched hook tip. We also have the two-lined hook tip that we've seen a number of times. And the rose hook tip that we saw once. That one is kind of rufous and yellow, the rose hook tip. Here's a haploa up here, another, this is our confused haploa that we've seen a few times. Confused haploa. An ugly nest caterpillar moth. And a caddisfly on the left. This here micro moth is in the genus Cormierville. Cormierville is a big genus, dozens of species. All of them are kind of look the same. They're really hard to identify the species, and usually the only way to tell them the species is to collect them and dissect them. Here's a nice ichneumon wasp, a female with a long ovipositor, black tips on the wings. Pale band on the antenna. confused Haploa once again. Our banded tussock moth. It's becoming a very common moth. Yeah, it might be a bit darker than the ones we've seen before, Alyssa, but could just be the lighting too. No, I think you're right. I think it's a little darker, a little blacker. Here's one we've seen a few times. Haven't seen one for a few nights, I don't think. This is the northern fin prominent. Ginger ichneumon wasp. I've never been stung by one, and I don't think any of them are capable of stinging. If so, very, very few of them. And there's thousands of species in North America. So that long extension on the abdomen is just the ovipositor the female uses to deposit the eggs into soft substrate like soil or rotting wood. I'll check over here on the side of the sheet. Nobody home. Nobody seems to be on the shingles. This is, not sure, I think it's a rotund idia. An ugly nest caterpillar moth. What do we have up here? That's a brother moth. Is the sound okay? Let me know if there's any issues with the sound, muffled or a lot of buzzing or interference. Here's an Asian lady beetle. Ichneumon wasp. Sound is great. Here's a new one for us. What is this called? Oh, darn, it flew. When I saw it, I was moving very slowly, hoping that the light wouldn't bother it. It's a species that feeds on mint. We'll watch for it. Hopefully it'll come back. It's a small moth. That's the common fungus moth again down there. This is a Donicala. There's a white spring moth that we haven't seen for a few days. And lesser maple spanworm. caddisfly. That's looks like an ichneumon wasp of some kind, but a very small one. Orange legs. Gosh, I don't remember the name of that one. There's another one here in the same genus. It's a really common moth that I just don't remember. Can't even remember the name of the genus right now. This is the catecholine dart that we saw last night. It's flown away now. And go back over here again. There's our first Virginia tenucid moth of the night. Virginia tenucid moth. Our rose hooktip, our arched hooktip is still here. Here's a large looper. You've seen these a few times. Pretty distinctive pattern. Catecholine dart, check. Virginia tenucid. Large looper. Not sure, some kind of an idia, I think. Brother moth hiding in there. Here's I think this is a spruce budworm. Oh, sorry, mosquitoes biting. Spruce budworm, and I'm not sure what this beetle is. Looks like it might be a carabid, which are the ground beetles. There were a lot of katydids calling a couple of hours ago, and I was hoping they'd be calling. Oh, that's a nice. Oh, what's that one called? It's in the genus Autographa or Syngrapha. It is called pepper and salt looper. Pepper and salt looper. Unfortunately, it's flown off for the moment anyway. But we did have a brief, clear view of it. Pepper and salt looper, that's it. Here's, is that going to stay put. It's a common fungus moth. This is tessellate dart, but it's flown right off again. Let's see who's over here, if anyone. On the shingles, on the side of the sheet, ugly nest caterpillar moth. Here is interesting markings on this micro moth here. I've never seen one marked like this, but I think it's in the genus Donicola. Never seen one with such a black streak through the middle of the wings. Tessellate dart. Yep, that was it. Donicola species, some species of Donicola. Moth Photographers Group has just posted photographs of a whole bunch of new species in this genus Donicola, based on research that was done in Rhode Island mostly. So I'll have to check and see if there's a species, a new species of Donicola that looks like this. Banded tussock. Another ugly nest caterpillar. This is some kind of a caddisfly. Okay, this is the one we've seen before with those nice white spots out near the tip of the wings. A small micro moth below the caddisfly is the topiary grass veneer, and a little tiny leafhopper there. A green leafhopper. There are many species of green leafhoppers. I don't know what's going on with the moths the last couple of nights. I mean, it was a bit breezy last night. That was an excuse last night. Tonight, it's relatively little wind. It's a little bit cooler than it's been in recent nights, but just a few degrees. This is a species of, it's a new one for us, I think. It's a species of Zanclognatha. That's the genus, Zanclognatha. The group are generally called fanfoots. I'll have to look that one up. I think it's coming to me as variable fanfoot. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. unknown beetle there. Unknown to me. Our large looper once again. This is a clover looper here. We've seen a couple of times. These are real common lawn moths you see often during the day. Variable fanfoot, that's it. Clover looper. Our northern fin prominent is still there. Brother moth. Oh, there it is. This is actually a unicorn prominent. The lighting is a bit weird because of all the dark shingles around it. But it's one unicorn prominent we've seen. There's a nice beautiful moth. It's in the genus Syngrapha. It's some type of looper in the genus Syngrapha. Yeah, looks like tree bark and lichen is right. I think the kind of greenish color to some of the pale spots on the wings might help us to identify this one to species. Plus the rusty color in the very center. Dances, even at this resolution, is darn near invisible. Maybe that's why these Syngraphas, they're all cryptic, really cryptic like this. And most of the ones we've seen are on the shingles, as opposed to landing on the white sheet. So I guess they know what they're doing, obviously. Yeah, Ryan, it sure does look like lichen. Looking like lichen. That's a new one for us, but I'm not going to be able to come up with the name. It's a micro moth. Alyssa, if you want to take a quick look at, or Ginger, or anyone, if you want to take a quick look at Moth Photographers Group and do a search for oblique banded. I'm not sure if this is the oblique banded leaf roller. It could be. But there's a whole bunch of them that are quite similar. Ginger, you forgot your mouse? No problem. I hear the cuckoo again. Oh. Alyssa says, I think that's it. Okay. What is oblique-banded leaf roller? I'm sure it's in that genus. Yeah, Ginger, you might want to check with Ski to see if he has found a mouse inside his vacuum cleaner. That's American Dagger. Choristonura rosaceana. Anyway, it's definitely in that genus Choristonura. And I'm talking about, oh, I guess he's gone now. He gone. This is flame-shouldered dart. Yeah, what would we do without Google? Here's a forest tent caterpillar moth. In this species, I'm quite sure only the males have the big feathery antenna. Looks like Snoop Dogg. A leafhopper of some kind. And so is that. Mosquito on my nose. Not sure what this species is. Again, it's related to the herpetogramma, the zigzag herpetogramma that we identified a few nights ago. Here's another relative down here, a different species. Who's this? Clover hayworm. Getting quite worn. This clover hayworm usually have a broader yellow tip on the wings. They're actually purple and yellow. There's just not a lot of color coming through there. Elegant grass veneer on the right. Click beetle. Hi, Brianna. Thanks for joining us. Nice to see you. A leafhopper walking sideways, as they often do. What's he going to do now? large hook tip. Oh, it's flowing. Flowing again. Not sure who that was. It's a clover hayworm with his wings wide open. Showing us his the nice pattern on his hind wings. Oh, back to his usual posture. Let's take a look and see who's along the edge of the light here. Ooh, that's an interesting looking fly or midge. Nice pale green leaf hopper. This is a species of rove beetle, the ones that have the short elytra that don't go all the way down the abdomen. It's an elegant grass veneer there. This is, what are these called? They're not leaf hoppers. They're not hoppers of any kind. I think they're called parasitic plant bugs, maybe. I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of them in the past, and I just don't remember what family they're in. But I don't think they're related to leafhopper. Oh, here's our good friend, the round-headed apple tree borer. And he's away. There's a streaked orange we haven't seen for a while. And he's gone. Who's this one? This is a Brunswick we saw once before, and he's gone. And some kind of an angle moth. And the small one is a streaked streaked mama. Cuckoo is calling again. If you had headphones on, you probably would hear this. Just going. It's a streaked orange once again. And wow, don't know what that is. I'm not even sure if it was a moth or a caddisfly. Popped in there. I'll have to go back and review that. Kind of a neat pattern. Oh, somebody in my ear. Oh, that's a green pug. Caddisfly on the left side of the light fixture there with the long antennae. Nice ichneumon wasp. Ooh, 2 ichneumon wasps. This is clearly a female with a short ovipositor, ichneumon wasp. This one up here doesn't have an ovipositor. Well, actually it does. It's just very thin, it's hard to see. Clear-wing moth. This is the maple callus borer, or lobster moth, I like to call it. Here's a powdered bigwing. This is, I think, another Donicola. Yeah, some species of Donicola. Clearly not the last one we saw that had the big black streak through the middle of the wing. Have nice long palps sticking out in front of the head. There's a nice pink fly of some kind. Looks pinkish. So many amazing things when you start looking closely. Like that's a meadow spittle bug right there. Some kind of a neat beetle there. I don't recognize that shape. Leaf hopper of some kind. Here's our good friend, the apple tree borer. No Irish dance for us tonight, I guess. Very worn, not sure what that is. I'll do another run over to this side of the sheet. It's our large looper once again. Northern fin prominent. Here's our horned spanworm that we've seen a few times now. A lovely pattern on this moth. Spanworm moth. Some kind of an idia. I'm not sure I don't think this is rotund. So I'm not really sure what it is. Brianna, you've seen that one before, the horned spanworm? Virginia tenuchid. A little unsure of where it wants to go. It's not caught there, no. Oh, some kind of a dagger. I'm not sure this is American dagger. Looks like it might be another species of dagger. The genus Acronicta. Ginger. That's it. Virginia tenuchins are getting in the Irish spirit. Doing a little jig for us. This is the peppered river dance. The peppered moth. Pretty distinctive shape. They always hold their wings this way when they're perched. Looks like a face on its back, yeah. Somebody with a big black mustache, a white nose. Looks like an owl. You know things are slow when we start staring at moths and trying to imagine what they look like. It's like looking at clouds. Leafhopper. There's a dagger in back on the shingle. Banded tussock moth and brother moth. Down here, ooh, this is our pepper and salt looper, relocated down here. Nice side view. Pepper and salt looper. Karen, you hear the cuckoo, or do you hear Nita? Nita's barking away at the moment inside the house. Flame-shouldered dart. All right, well, just a few minutes left here. See if I can find something new to show you that I recognize. Now muffled again. Is it okay now? Test 1, 2, 3. That's better. Yeah, you know, when you said muffled now, I actually had my fingers over the microphone holes without realizing it. So I just got to pay more attention to that. Not sure what this is. It looks like an angle moth, but I'm not sure. Just got wiped out. And what is this beauty here? Oh, Julia's Julia's, whoop, just got wiped out. And I'm not going to remember the genus, but Alyssa probably does. I've got some moths on my glasses. She does remember. I just have a block on that word. Dicymolomia. I don't think I'll ever be able to remember that. It's funny how some names really stick with me, even though they're obscure words, you know, Latin words that we never hear otherwise. Other words just don't stick at all. It's a plant bug. I think this is tarnished plant bug. Please, if you don't mind, and you haven't hit the like button yet, I'd appreciate it if you would. I'm not sure, but I think it helps to get the stream out to more people, and that YouTube, if they see a large proportion of the viewers of the stream like it, they'll put out more impressions. Up here we have same large dagger. I think, I'm not sure if it's American or not. And this one I'm not sure. An impression that YouTube is just when somebody sees a thumbnail for your stream on their screen. So when YouTube decides to send out your thumbnail to somebody, that's called an impression. And the more impressions you can get, the more viewers you'll end up getting. Right now, with our stream, our moth stream, YouTube is sending out about 200 to 300 impressions per night, which isn't very many. So I'm hoping they might increase that somehow. The bird stream that I do during the day, for example, they send out several thousand. Oh, there's a virgin tiger moth. Oh, look at this Microphorus beetle with all the phoretic mites on his back. He's loaded. All these little mites on the back, they're called phoretic mites because their relationship with the beetle is called phoretism, I think. It just means the only reason they use the beetle is for transportation, to get from point A to point B. So it's like a bus for them. They don't really have any benefit to the beetle. And the only benefit the beetle gives them is flying them around. There he is. So when you have a relationship between two different species that doesn't benefit really either species or doesn't have any detrimental effects for other species, it's called phoretism. Here's a silver-spotted fern moth. One of my favorite moths. And I think with that one, there's somebody on the lens here. The ruby tiger moth is still here. One of the field marks you might see is this black spot in the middle of the wing. Very bushy thorax. That's also rusty colored, but might appear black to you. If I change the angle of the light here, you can get a better idea of what color it is. Looks like it's wearing a fur coat, sure does. And this beautiful thing. This is a porcelain gray. That one's called the porcelain gray. We have seen it before. Unfortunately, it's flown already. Apple tree borer and brother moth side by side. All right, well, we've gone well past midnight, and I don't see anything outstanding on the sheet. No big ones, real big ones tonight. But it was still fun. Thank you. Ginger and Alyssa, thank you as always for a wonderful job of typing. I don't know how you keep up with me, but you do an amazing job. Thanks so much. Dan, number 2, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. Karen, thanks. Hope you enjoyed it. It's so nice to have you along. Chloe and JB, if you're still here, thanks. Thanks so much. Mary, I don't know if I already said goodnight to you, but thanks for being here. Tell your friends. Brianna, good night. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brianna, for being here. That's Chloe and JB. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you again soon. See you. Bye-bye.